Hello, good afternoon, happy Saturday, and all that jazz. Hope everyone's had a fantastic Christmas and that everyone's been spoiled. A posture check already. Thank you, Confused Cat Girl. Much appreciated. I managed to rub something into my eye earlier, and it's a bit itchy, so I will probably be blinking a lot. Hopefully, I'll be able to get rid of it soon. Right, so during my downtime, I've been working on the Warhound Titans. Morning! They are very shiny and a little bit ridiculous, and I kinda love it. But I need to, yeah, I need to make some choices soon, so I'll, first off, though, I noticed earlier that the toes haven't been painted yet, so let's start with that. Shake, shake, shake. Oh, my fucking eye. My eye's a bit red and everything as well. Like, I had a look in the mirror earlier and it's... Yeah, not ideal, but it'll be fine. So what's everyone up to? Excellent opportunity, but maybe use a Christmas present to someone for you. Maybe, who knows? Yes. Exactly. Well, there aren't really many panels that need a liner, but I might try on things like these, like the bannery things. Lorna, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. How are you doing? I hope you've had a lovely Christmas. I forgot to turn the heating on in here before I came out. It's a little bit nippy. Really cold fingers. No worries, so you're already following. These things happen. It's I've had people that I've been talking to for best part of a year, and then all of a sudden you realise that you're not even following them yet, which is ridiculous. But it's just fun. I had it with oh god, what's his name? Small Parts, Sharp Points. Christmas was chaos like always. At work now for a rest. God. Nivian and I like to keep our Christmases as quiet as possible. Like on Boxing Day we had his dad and stepmom over, which was alright. It's quite nice to see them again, and normally we go out for food, but the restaurant that they wanted to go to that had been pre-approved for allergies and accessibility and stuff was closed on Boxing Day, so all of a sudden I was cooking, which was fine because they asked for something specific and that was fairly simple to do. So Zombie! Thank you for the raid, my friend. How are you doing? How was your stream? Doing good? I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. How's your Christmas? Marquis, you okay? Kaboom. Catch you later, Lorna. Have a good day at work. Thanks for the follow. Stream was nice and chill. Got most of the Dreadnought you're working on done. Nice. What paint scheme did you choose for it? Christmas very chill, your parents. Oh, nice. Well, Kraken, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Ooh, a Space Wolf. Nice. My very, very first Dreadnought was also a Space Wolf. You're probably staying slightly closer to the box art scheme, though, knowing you. You're pro Black Dog and pro mini painting. Seems like a no-brainer to follow. You shall have to raid and run. No worries. Sleep well. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it, and hope to see you again soon. At least I assume it's sleep well. Doing a commission for the Space Wolves? Yeah, box art. Yeah, I figured it would be. Jace! Thank you for the lurk. And good luck with the roast. A roast on a Saturday and it's not Christmas. Intrigued. Sinister plan, Kenlo. How you doing? Ed, how's it going? Afternoon. Can't complain. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I'm not bad, thank you. I mean, I've got a bit of time off until the new year now, so I am very pleased. I can just feel myself relaxing and letting go, which is really quite nice. That doesn't really happen very often. Did mean that obviously the first day of my time off I had a headache, like tension headache release, but you worked Christmas, so that's your Christmas dinner. Oh, nice. I have to go into the office Monday, Tuesday next week. Yeah, so is my partner. He actually has to work all 3 days, to be honest. I think. Oh no, I'm saying that because he gets a free day off, I think. So let me see. So he's working. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, and he's off Wednesday, which is nice. Yeah, because I sort of like I work for a company that's in the construction industry, and basically every construction site is closed over the holidays, so there's no point in us being in. So we just close. Yeah, the whole week. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I worked Monday, Tuesday this week, and then my boss said on Tuesday afternoon, he said, well, the last few people who are working tomorrow have just requested if they can take the day off unpaid. Do you want to do that too? Ooh. You work in medtech? No, exactly, you don't close. I had the same when I worked in IT support. There's no such thing as closure over the holidays. Not as medical, not as important as med, obviously, but But yeah, I am very happy to have a bit of time off and to not have to worry too much about, well, anything work related really. It's been it's nice. I'm not going back until the 5th, so I have a good, well, a good week off still. So that means a lot of painting, because I have a friend's army that I need to finish. And I want to start on my own project. I want to get his army out of the way so that it doesn't... so it's not... Basically, so we can send it back to him, because it's been with us for ages now. So, bear with me, I'm just going to use the... that should do it. 5gen, your picture is like crack for me. Like I paint. I'm a dragon when it comes to paint. So it's like yeah, very very good present. Medical emergencies tend to not follow usual schedule. I know, for so inconsiderate, really. Spooky James, hello. How are you doing? But yeah, your paint 5gen. It's yeah, that is the stuff that dreams are made of. Yeah, ridiculous, right, James? Just the right amount of insane. You're an okay painter, you need more paints. See, I don't think the paints make the painter. Because you can have 1,000 paints and still be a shit painter. It's very nice to have them though. And to have the right product for the job. To make your life easier. And you probably get better results if you have the right paints. But you spend 200 euros on more paints. Yeah, it's convenient. But like the Pro Krill reacts on a dry palette, I think that the working time with them is much better than Vallejo and AK. They're a bit runnier coming out of the bottle. I personally use a wet palette for anything non-metallic, non-speed paint. So I don't really have to worry too much about drying time on a palette. But I know what you mean about Pro Krill. It's they seem to be slightly they seem to flow slightly longer than the others. Stress me. Don't have space for a wet palette in your setup. I mean, it's the same amount of space as a dry palette. Grey Wolf, how are you doing? Merry Christmas. Use a dry palette for primer. Yeah. I mean, I spray my primer. Hi, Everdevil. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. But, Yeah, my wet palette is basically the same as my dry palette. My dry palette is my lid of my wet palette, so they just stack. But yeah, Pro Acryl has a longer working time. It feels like there's less pressure on Pro Acryl. Your whole desk is basically a flat piece of acrylic you use as a dry palette, so you're... Oh, I actually remember seeing that. I remember seeing paint on your desk. Forgot about that. Formulating your paints with the retarder, a hot topic. I mean... what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another person. I used to have an absolutely tiny little desk, like 60 centimeters wide. It had everything on it, which was really, really inconvenient. You've just started painting miniatures. Nice! What are you painting? You would end up with so much paint on your forearms, just same. Put retardant in the paint you sell, people will need to replace it less often. Yeah, it's a business choice. So you won't sell as much paint, but people generally speaking will be more happy about the paints that they have because they don't dry out. I'm very curious now, Hiver Devil. What would you like me to call you? It's one of those age-old questions. Do you go by Hiver, go by Devil, Hive? If you don't put retarder on your paint, the layers cure faster. Yeah, I personally don't put anything in my paints other than maybe a bit of water. Unless I want to put it through an airbrush and a little bit of thinner, but... Hiver. Okay, no worries. So what are you painting then, Hiver? You say you've just started. Do you paint Warhammer or like maybe Trench Crusade or one of the other millions of options? Before you buy it. Yeah, true. I think a lot of companies are being a little bit more ethical nowadays about how they sell their paints. Like G-dubs, obviously, they just want to sell paint, so they're never going to go away from the current pots and formulas. But I know Army Painter are doing everything to make better formulas. You really like the Tyranids? Nice. Same. Paint companies put a mix of medium pigment and retarder in a pot. Yeah, that is spelled right. Yeah, I think that just comes back to what we were saying earlier, Sinister, that this just depends on what you use it for and what you want from your paint. So not that necessarily more paints doesn't necessarily mean you'll be a better painter, but you'll have more paint to work with you to get the result that you want. Oi oi, how are you doing, Ben? You alright? Oh god, and the whites. Yeah. I have no issue with Games Workshop paints at all. We've had this conversation many times, but yeah, I like the paints. I just don't like the pots. They're Good paints, they get the job done. Easily, widely available, which is also important. Ivor, have you painted anything yet? You said you started painting, but have you built anything only, or have you actually started painting? I have a Discord. If you want to join the Discord, there's work in progress channel where you can put pictures of your models that you've painted, and if you want tips or advice or anything, people are always very willing to give suggestions if you ask for them. Good, I'm glad to hear it, Grathax. Start with your army painter and pro. Nice. Practicing with just little starter boxes. Yeah, that's a good shout. No need to buy an 80 quid model and practice on that, right? Thanks, Ben. That is appreciated. You're of the very firm opinion that there are no bad paints in the usual brands, only properties to take advantage of. Yeah, I agree. Some paints just work easier for people than other paints to get the results that they want. Some paints have a bit of a user manual, really. How's everyone up there? Yeah, I think so far so good anyway. I've had people have been quite. Just noticed that this doesn't have quite the coverage that I want. A tiny bit more. No depth perception, which causes. Oh, that makes it more difficult. Yeah, we had someone on a course that I went to who didn't have any depth perception, and he struggled a bit as well. It makes it easier if you balance your paintbrush hand either on the side of the model or on your other hand. So you have your, it's easier to gauge distance. I think Army Painter is your favourite middle road currency, primarily because of their selection. I'm a big fan of Army Painter. I have the entire speed paint range because I got really excited when they came out and I just wanted to buy them. And I had the good fortune of being excited about this whilst Nivian had just had a bonus. He was like, oh, you should buy yourself something nice. You're blind in one eye. Yeah, that makes it more difficult than anything, yeah. You have arthritis and tremors, hand placement is key. Yeah, I agree. I always have my hand on something else. Usually it's just my pinky finger. Just to give myself that extra stability. But yeah, I guess for anyone with depth perception or tremors or anything like that, it's 10 times more important to have that stability. You bought into Army Painter early because they're Danish and you're Swedish, but they were so bad. You're happy the new range is good. Yeah, they I really like at the moment basically all of the Army Painter stuff. The only thing I'm not super keen on is how glossy the washes dry. Like the first time I used them, I was painting some Skaven, and I put some of the dark wash on my models, and it just turned the whole thing super glossy, which I wasn't aware of, so I then had to go back in and matte varnish everything. I've spent years listening to every single complaint everyone had with their paints. I fixed every single one. Nice. You live in Australia, decent brushes are a pain to get. Really? I'm hearing good things about lots of different brush companies. I'm not really sure how easy it is to get stuff, but I hear orange brushes are really, really good. I haven't tried them yet. They are on my wish list for stuff to get at some point. I personally use Rosemary & Co. Embargoes are harsh. They are the... I think they supply Artis Opus, but they're good brushes. This is a Sable Blend. Rosemary don't distribute in the EU. Ah, okay. They should. You use Artis Opus because it's the cheapest way to get rosemary in Sweden. Yeah, I know they're very small. I've you get like a little card with like, oh, this is our family business kind of message in it. I didn't realise it didn't have international distribution. Lurking because Robbie Don, nice. Colibri any good? I haven't tried them. AK's dry brushes, nice. I must admit, I've not tried AK dry. What I have tried are these, the Hawk Miniatures Alex Paints set. Looking a bit ratty at the moment, but these are really, really nice brushes as well. They have Alex Paints, his YouTube channel did a collab with Hawk Miniatures, and their brushes, those brushes have come out really, really well, really good as well. I really like those. Colibri is a German-based company. There's natural hair. Oh, cool. I have Artis Opus dry brushes because I was really struggling. I thought that using makeup brushes would be fine. Oh, Artis Opus are fantastic brushes. They're just expensive. They're really good, but they're not cheap. If you can get Rosemary & Co, I don't know where you're based, but if you're in the UK, Rosemary & Co are, I think, suppliers of or to Artis Opus. So you can usually get Rosemary you can get Artis Opus quality for Rosemary prices, which is nice. Ooh, Christ, elbow against my camera. When you order this listed as unique sable. Kolinsky, yeah. Kolinsky brushes are the creme de la creme of brushes. I am not very nice to my brushes, if I'm honest. I feel like if I 110 for size 0, Winsor Newton, oof. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I hear like imports to Sweden are bad anyway. One of our friends is from around there, and having to ship stuff there is always very expensive. I've not heard I've not tried Winsor Newton. Hi Johan, you alright? I've heard lots of good things about them, but I also, like I said, I haven't tried them, so I don't know if they're any good. I think, like with paints, brushes, as long as you have like a semi-reasonable quality, you can get quite far. Also, if you're in Sweden, you can probably get the Squidmar brushes now. I think they're coming out in the new year. They are synthetics, but I've been told they are actually really nice by Johan. So, going to try the Artis Opus, yeah, if you can. They are They are really good brushes, like really good. Jack, how are you doing? You don't like to fit my brushes? I haven't tried them, so I don't know. You know, people say makeup brushes can be very good. Never known which ones to go for. Probably get some strange looks as you bloke start inspecting makeup brushes. Well, the thing is, makeup brushes, I think for dry brushing can be quite good. But they didn't work for me. Like, I have one somewhere in my tub of shitty brushes. Yeah, so this was a makeup brush which I accidentally touched to some glue, so I had to cut the glue out. I also had this one. It was a makeup brush. Again, glue. They're all... I feel like they're a little bit too soft. And too, like... yeah, they're not bouncy enough. I miss the... sort of the feedback. And I wasn't able to dry brush with them properly, so when I was given the Artis Opus dry brushes, that was game changer, really. They're a lot cheaper than Windsor. Your recommendation, Raphael, size 1 and 2 are your go-to, but they're out of stock everywhere. It seems second would be Da Vinci. Raphael 8404 used to be your go-to before you tried the AO Series S Artis Opus. I've never tried Raphael. Squidward I think are absolutely awesome, so give them a try when they're out. Yeah, I will if I get a chance. Like, I don't necessarily want to pay the duty to import them into UK. So I'll have to see if I can get them through maybe like Element Games or something. I think they sometimes work with Element Games. Mega brushes are soft. They're very soft. You need a decent amount of moisture in them to get a grip. Yeah. Make you brush on my beard hairs. AO dry brushes are specifically made for it, so they were. It was life-changing experience, to be honest. Like I thought I hated dry brushing. Turns out I just hated dry brushing with makeup brushes. So here we are. But yeah, good quality stuff is important, but it's not. Like, you can still be a good painter and get a good result even with bad quality brushes and paints. It just makes it a lot more difficult to get a good result. Do some work with Element Games, you'll most likely be able to get them through there. Yeah, if they do come out through Element Games, I am going to get them because they just... I want to try them. But I very much don't want to pay the duty because the UK is ridiculous at the moment for taxes. Soft hair holds my more, so it's important if you're a really good painter who wants to be great, or if you just want to. Yeah. Like, I'm not a fantastic painter. I'm alright. I know I'm not shit. But my life is just made a lot easier by using the right materials. Having some half decent brushes, nice paints, having a palette that doesn't dry my paints out after like 5 minutes. And I'm hoping that with enough practice I will get good. Good. You're not very good either, but you want to be great. Yeah. I think I probably could be better if I had more of a mind for the theory. I really don't remember things well. So I really struggle to pick up things like theory and stuff, and it just a lot of what I do is trial and error, which is fine, but it just makes the whole process go pretty slow if you want to get better. But I can tell a big difference in quality of my paint jobs from this year, the start of this year to the end of this year, so I feel like I'm improving. It's just a slow process. Having good tools make a world of difference. Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely feel the difference between using a bad brush and a good brush. Absolutely, yeah. You're bad, you get long breaks and have to remember everything and you start over. Yeah, well, it's one of those things. You went to art school, been painting canvas since the 90s, you know the theory. Yeah, I didn't go to art school, but I went to a school, primary school and high school, connected sort of, that did a lot of arts and crafts and drama and stuff like that. So I did a lot of painting, a lot of drawing, a lot of crafting, a bunch of like art history and stuff like that as well. But other than like how to feel comfortable with a brush, how to thin your paints, how to like what's it called, composition, stuff like that. Other than that, I'm pretty I feel pretty clueless. I'm very bad at color theory. I feel like I should get one of those color wheel pictures on my wall. That'd be very nice. Been fighting a plateau for your painting for ages. Finally broke it this year. So much better now than you were in January. Nice. Spend years not improving. Worked really hard, tried as hard as you could, and you just didn't get better. Oh, that's so rough. I'm really glad to hear that you've managed to break through. It feels so good when you finally break that like barrier. Had a breakthrough this year, finally solved NMM and good glazing, nice. So you paint something better than you ever thought you could paint. Awesome. Have we seen Mikito's video of glaze drawing? Ooh. I have not. Would you mind linking that in the Discord in the resources channel, Johan, if you have a minute? You are on the Discord, aren't you? Sam Lens was the one who filled it for you. So he's like your ideal for paint. He paints the way you dream of painting. Goddamn internet, did you get disconnected? Hive. Presentation of information doesn't connect with your learning. Oh, that's difficult, yeah. Sometimes someone can do exactly what you want to learn, but if they can't explain it to you in a way that resonates with you, it's almost impossible to absorb that information. I follow a bunch of artists on Instagram and I just envy their, well, combination of brush control, color, knowledge, and just flat out skill. Oh, rubbish. Well, the critique of his teaching or your learning is just different. Yeah. The joys of being at the arse out of nowhere. Where are you? Thanks, Johan. I appreciate that. I am very curious. I really want to have a look at that when I get a chance. Sam Lens teaches in a way that you learn. Can't believe 363 days till Christmas and people already have the decorations up. I know, Ed. It's crazy. They're just crazy. You want to hear something mental? Nivian went to the shops earlier to get some milk and stuff, and he came back and he had Easter eggs because Christmas is over and now it's Easter apparently. He thought it was so outrageous that he bought some, which is understandable and probably exactly what they plan on you doing. Sydney, oh okay. Yeah, just break through the barrier, you're butting your heads against me. Internet, you appreciate Zoomy's video even more because you're closer up. Ah. It's nuts, isn't it? Easter eggs. And it's, what, 27th? Yeah, 27th of December. 4 months until Easter. 3.5 months. Nuts. But now we have mini eggs in the house, and I love mini eggs. We also have Valentine's stuff in the shops. Really? Bob's bucket. Christmas in Australia is so weird. In what way? I mean, it's weird to me that you guys have summer during Christmas. Comes down to how you resonate with the teachings and style of how you paint. It's not 100% your style, but you can take parts of it and use it in lessons taught by others. And apply to how you want to paint. Different brush strokes. I like that. Yeah, Hot and Sunny is bananas. I just... my partner's older brother lives in New Zealand. We always get these pictures on Facebook of them on the beach at Christmas, and it's just nuts to me. I'm going really out of my budgie smugglers. Currently got no snow, but at the moment 30-mile-per-hour winds, almost got crushed by a falling tree on the way back from shopping. Jeez. Well, I'm glad you're okay. That is terrifying. Yeah, I'm really out of my comfort zone painting. Well, metallics for one. And anything mechanical for two. I normally have a way more painterly style. I like to put colours on and then see where they take me, if that makes sense. But I really wanted to paint some warhound, or like I wanted to paint a warhound. And since I haven't won the lottery over Christmas, they have to be Imperialis ones instead of the full-sized ones. Which, in all honesty, I'm not even entirely sure if I would buy a full-sized one if I won the lottery, because Forge Roll Resin is just awful. Ken Wamabuni, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. 520 guys, that's crazy. Oof, why is this always so loud? I swear that's down to 5%. Proper cleanup on aisle 4. Warhound die. Yes, exactly. Grand reveal. I think of all the Titans, the Warhound is my favourite. And I really wanted to paint one, but yeah, I don't want to spend like 1,600 quid on a model. You did good and joined the Discord. Nice. Oh, looking forward to having a look at the works in progress later. Just turn it off at this point. Yeah, I don't really understand why it won't just listen to my instructions, if I'm honest. Did I see the last 24-hour marathon? Probably. Order 2 of the Art Opus sets. Very nice. Which ones? Last 24-hour marathon. Which one was it? Dry brush set and nice painty thingy set. Dry brush set is really nice. I have it here and it's very nice. They brought in Borgia who won a Slayer sword. I have not seen that. Shit. I'll be able to. I think I'll be able to convince. We have guests at the moment, friends of Nivea and mine, who also are into Warhammer. So I reckon I'll be able to convince them to watch that over dinner later. When was it? When did it come out, John? And what was the challenge? Yesterday. Oh, okay. Now that makes sense. Yesterday we had Nivian's dad and stepmom over for Boxing Day. England's crazy second Christmas Day. To be fair, the Netherlands also have a second Christmas Day, so it's not too unheard of for me, but... You're not in it, are you, Johan? You have Warhammer friends that aren't me staying? You're very offended. Well, you will be. You'll be here soon. And then we'll... I mean, Holly will be here and she'll be painting Warhammer and... Full iron painting challenge. I'm not going to say more. Oh! That sounds amazing. I will have to send Nivian a little message later. Can we watch this with dinner, please? So he doesn't queue up a different video. Is it the bongos? Yes, it is the bongos. I think initially it was just going to be John, and then Will also had a day off, so they are both here. I have no idea what they're doing. I just know that Nick had to bring in our little spare foldable desk. So they must be doing something on PCs, but... It's good stuff, yes. I am happy for him that friends. Probably smooching, yeah, probably. The bongos. The bongos are John and Will, who have been affectionately called, they're twins, they've been affectionately called the Bongo Brothers. And now it's one of those nicknames that seem to have stuck. What's your next project, Zach? If Ronald is finished. panel irons work like washers too. Oh. Doing all those vents and knee joints and stuff. Ooh. Ooh. Have to get some sleep. It's 2:30 a.m. Jeez. However, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy your Artis Opus brushes when they arrive. Sleep well, and hope to see you again soon. Let's have a little look in the Discord then. I'm hearing stuff in the Discord. Do 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 do. Oh, sick. That is very nice. That is some very nice work. Hot. Very hot. Show me on Wednesday. Yes, please. That'd be cool. Your next project is threefold. First, finish the Dark Warden. Okay. I'm painting these as sort of like a palette cleanser. And my real next project is Ben's Iron Hands. Finally get those finished. Second, finish all the dreadnoughts. Yes. Third, next year's competition piece. Yep, fair. I'm already excited for next year's challenge. And I won't allow myself to start it too early. Or if I do, it will only be like grunts. Because I'll want to. Oh, jeez, drumroll please. How did we do? It's not been judged yet, Tigermad. It's at New Year's we finished our project, or I did and Zach did. I think Nivian still has a bit of work to do on his. Not much, but a little bit, I think. Alpha Legion. Ooh. But yeah, we'll take pictures at New Year's and have them be judged by our friend, who is a very, very good painter as well, and can be trusted to be sort of unbiased. You're working on a Nurgle swamp monster thingy, done all the undertones, currently working on painting and details for the first layer. Awesome. See, I love projects like that. Dark Water, absolutely incredible. Envy, man. Fucking... He doesn't. Plus we're also not telling him who's painted what. I think in some cases he will be able to tell. Like last year he was able to tell just from my base that it was mine. Send it to you, you have no idea what he's talking about, you know it looks good. You might be biased as hell. You know it's a joke, okay, good. I was gonna say. Ooh. Pretty sure he knows what you mean. Like, yeah, I think we've had too many like slip ups in channels and stuff. Like, oh, look at me, look at what I'm painting. Also, it doesn't really matter. I think he's a good enough painter to look at what's being presented. Are these the new True Metallics from Vallejo? Well, the blue is not. The blue is Turbo Dork. This stuff. The dark gold. Technically it's burnt iron, I think. Is an atom paint. I've just noticed that I used a wash here. I did not like the wash, so I fixed it. Like I went around with the wash in the recesses and didn't like it. This is the burnt iron, which is a very dark copper, really. It's that one. And the gold is the war paint greedy gold, which I think is the new one, I believe. Turbo Dork, yes. Now you've finished, we can go back to saying I have not definitely one. It's one of those. Okay, look. I really like how Fulgrim has turned out. But I also can definitely tell that there's things that are not perfect. Just accept it for what it is. Space King, yes. Goedemiddag, good afternoon. Etag? ETAG? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? You see 40k Titans, you click. Nice. Yeah, I really wanted to paint some Warhound Titan, or a Warhound Titan, and I haven't won the lottery yet, so I didn't want to buy the full-sized one. So instead we're doing Imperialis. Baldy, how's it going? Hope everyone's having a great Christmas. I hope so too. I hope everyone's had a lovely couple of days. How's yours been, Baldy? Yours been alright? But yeah, Turbo Dork is a crazy kind of paint. You need to sort of glaze it on almost. It needs to go on a black base coat. It needs a couple of thin coats. Glazes. It's not a glaze consistency. It behaves a little bit like what are they called? Fluorescent paints. They're a little bit jelly. €650 model, expensive? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I can't really justify that at the moment. Plus, I also have recently painted the resin Fulgrim from Forge World, and I'm quite happy to not paint resin for a while. 2,000 point iron for 900. Fully reasonable. Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly. Have you considered selling a spare kidney to afford one, or if that doesn't work, someone else's kidney? I mean, I wouldn't mind selling someone else's kidney. It's just the the procurement of that's going to be problematic. Like, if someone had a kidney for me to sell, like said, hey, here you go, sell this. I would gladly make some money. Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. You find painting channels on your time zone. It is, yes. It's funny, isn't it, how a lot of the painting channels are on. Well, I know Zombie, who is really good and really nice, but he's in Japan. Well, to be fair, there's quite a few nice painters. You can get a kid's knee, but that wouldn't be the same now, would it? No. That got dark fast. I know. They're all in the US. Yeah, not all of them. A lot of them, yes, but not all, fortunately. But I'm glad you're here either way, so it's the ultimate test of how simpy my viewers are. Oh, guys, please. Ooh, could I have a kidney, please, to sell, please? The answer is no, don't do that. That'd be crazy. Exactly, that deserved that. Back to jail, yeah. No, I am not in it for the donations. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate all the follows and the subs and stuff because it helps me grow my channel and buy more models to paint on the channel. But I don't expect anyone to pay for to watch my stuff. If people want to hang out here and paint some silly models with me, then that's the main thing. The answer would make it even worse with how many. And not those kind of subs. You see yourself out now. Yeah, I prefer them to be DOMs. But yeah, no, it's I love having people here just to hang out with me, but I don't expect anyone to spend money on me. If people have money spare and they want to support the channel, then that is amazing. But I will not expect anyone to pay me to watch my my channel. That's just not what it's what I'm here for. This is my way of getting some painting done, having my my scheduled painting opportunity. So just having people here to hang out with while I paint, that's the goal. How's it going? It's going, Grim. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm a bit sniffly at the moment. Nothing too crazy, fortunately. I think the worst seems to have passed. I've had a nice Christmas. I've been spoiled. Had some nice food. And I'm off until the new year, so I am quite happy at the moment. How are you doing? Figured you didn't even see the tags. It's I've been told it's pretty obvious. I've been out of the Netherlands for 11 years now, I want to say. And I still sound Dutch, I still act Dutch, apparently. It's, I don't think it will ever... yeah, I don't think I'll ever be able to really shift it. Sadly. Give her your kidneys. The gun jam, so here you were. Oh my god. Please. Please no. I am glad you're here. Missed with every bullet so far. Yeah. There's worse sounding Dunglish. Please. I would really freaking hope so. I've lived in England for 11 years now, so if I still sound a little bit Dutch, hopefully it's just my accent and not my actual English. I've just never been able to hold any kind of accent. Like, I've tried when I lived in the Netherlands. I wanted to sound more like I was from Limburg because that's where my mum was from. And couldn't. Then I thought, oh well, at least I can sound like I'm from Amsterdam, like where I'm actually from. Couldn't do that either. Sounded like a weirdo. So instead, we're just here and we just sound like whatever it is I sound like. It's the accent, yeah, I know. It's unfortunately not something that I seem to be able to shift. Anyone with a Your Downs accent sounds like a weirdo. Oh man, I wish I could. I wish I could have a Jordanese accent. I just being able to have an accent, an actual placeable accent would be nice, but it's not in the cards, I think. You don't want to get out of bed, it means you have to go outside and deal with the snow you got yesterday. Ooh. Is it a lot of snow, or is it manageable? They keep saying here that there is a chance of snow in certain areas, but I don't expect any snow where we are. I'm grown up in Amsterdam, you're happy you don't have an accent. Yeah, to be honest, I'm glad I don't sound from Amsterdam. I'm born and raised, you'd think that after 20 odd years in Amsterdam you'd sound like you're from there, but fortunately not too badly. At least 6 inches. That's what she said. That's quite a lot of snow. So does that mean shoveling and stuff like that? Do you have to go out? And I don't recall having ever seen that much snow. You got freezing rain. Oh, fantastic. That is horrible. It's just been really, really, really windy here the last couple of days. Like, really, really cold wind. But almost no ice. Like, it's not, I haven't even had to, like, scrape the car or anything like that. Should be able to break an ice for fun. You have a 1997, yeah, I can't remember that. I mean, I can remember 1997, but not the specific snow or ice or anything like that. was 11? Yeah. No ice? No, we haven't had an Elfstedentocht in probably 20 years either. Means you have to use the four-wheeler. Thing is, you don't touch the thing normally, so it's just going to be interesting. Why do you not normally use it? I mean, I don't like driving four-wheel drives. I've driven one only once when I lived in Iceland for a couple of weeks, and did not have a good time with it. They just put me in it, said, oh, it's the same as a normal car. Spoilers, it's not. And I'd had my license for about a year and didn't own my own car at the time, so... 1997 was the last Elfstedentocht. Not going another one before nuclear winter. No, I don't think so. It's not going to be cold enough. And I don't think we'll want to be out in a nuclear winter to do an Elfstedentocht. Oh, that's not you're not interested. No, that's fair. Petitioning to throw the first nuke on Lemmer anyway. Wow. This is very silly. You're going to lurk while you make some dinner? Nice. Thank you for the lurk, Johan. I appreciate it. I hope you make something nice. Teen State of Thought doesn't sound right. No, it really doesn't. Oh, I haven't done that greedy gold on this yet. It doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? Where in Amsterdam do you live? If you don't mind me asking. I never get anyone in the stream who's from Amsterdam, so it's always nice. Like, oh, I live there. My family lives there. I always figure a good target for the first one's Cuba, but only because the place is paid. Wow. But food is in the air fryer. Nice. Nice. We are getting, we're having favorite chicken tonight, which is like, it's a franchise, similar to KFC, but in my opinion, better than KFC, because I've never been sad after getting favorite chicken, and I have been sad after getting KFC. Slices cheese, oh my god, yes. I'm so sad that they fixed that. On the Just Eat app, you could get like a chicken burger and you could add optional slices cheese. And it's the best. Add 1 slice of cheese, please. What's the food chain? It's called Favorite Chicken. It's like KFC. They just don't have a weird spice blend. It's just crispy fried chicken, barbecue fried chicken. And they do like burgers and wings and stuff, and actual decent fries and decent portions, so you don't feel like you've been robbed by KFC. Which is kind of how I usually feel after getting KFC. I always feel like they don't give you enough food for what you pay for it, and it never makes me as happy as it should. Extra crumb, yes. That relates to Max sending me a picture of his I think it was a Deliveroo where where they sold Extra, the brand, like chewing gums and mints and stuff, and instead of saying gum on the app, it said cum, so they could get extra cum with your food. You keep trying to convince your mum she would get on well with an air fryer. Around 88, and it causes her a ton of pain trying to reach 100% use an air fryer. It's one of those things that you think is just for hipsters and old people, or like people who like, look at me, I have an air fryer. And then when you have an air fryer, you turn into one of those people who goes, oh, look at me, I have an air fryer. Because it's so useful. We use ours almost every day, I think. It is a game changer. Also because we really like fries, but I don't want to have a deep fat fryer, because that will just stink the whole house out. But in an air fryer you can actually get decent fries. And yes, I have turned into that person. Oh, look at me, I have an air fryer. I am big fan. Big fan. That's what you're having, steak and fries. Nice. Plus the fire risk is not worth it for chips. No, exactly. I mean, the fire risk is not as bad. The burn risk for me is more of a scare. I'm not super worried that my oil is going to catch fire. I am super worried that someone is going to knock the fryer and someone or something is going to get burned. Wouldn't even be so bad if it was just me, but I'm always worried that it's going to have like a pet underneath it or something like that. Steak and fries, nice. The only one living in your house, so you find you can basically cook everything you used to do in the oven with an air fryer quicker, less fast. Oh man, you save so much power, it's crazy. It's so much cheaper to run an air fryer than it is to preheat an oven, and the amount of time it takes to put things in an oven. Like, we have an electric hob, so our oven is electric as well, and it takes so much more energy to use the electric hob than it does to use the air fryer. So much handier than eating a full. Yeah, absolutely. It's yeah. Ours is big enough to cook for two. And yeah, it makes life so much easier. Especially here I am turning into an advocate for air fryers once again. It is so much quicker after work to just pop something into the air fryer than it is to spend like 40 minutes working on the actual hob or the oven. So yeah, I'm a big fan, but I also appreciate that certain people just don't want to use one because they're like cooking purists, which is fine. Like in the same way I refused to use a Kindle for the longest time or an e-reader until I did use one and realised how freaking easy it was. Like, oh no, I like real paper. It's like I still like real paper, but I also really like not having to hold a book. I really like that my pages are lit from behind and I don't have to worry about my my reading light being the correct brightness, the correct position or anything like that. I still appreciate paper, but I know that I'll probably not be buying many paper copies of books anymore. Right, so what do we do with these little shields? Probably. This can go back on the shelf with the other golds. Ooh, I like gold. Careful I don't roll over my dog. Oh shit, forgot that I was wearing my glasses, what an idiot. At least my eye seems to have sort of fixed itself. Still a little bit fuzzy. I rubbed something into my eye earlier, I feel like, and it hasn't really come out yet. But it's not super scratchy anymore like it was. My glasses are so dirty and I cleaned them before I came out here. Ah. Where are my wipes? Have I got any wipes? I do not. Fabulous. Fabulous. There's one thing I'm going to do in the new year. Get some new glasses. Specsavers keep sending me reminders. Oh, your eye test is due. It's like, I know. Do you have any idea how expensive glasses are? I need to get an eye test done, but I know that I'll want probably 3 pairs of glasses and you only give me one for free, so I would really like to be able to keep one pair in the house, one pair in the garage, and one pair at work. So I don't have to forget. And the trouble is that I can't fit them, like I can't test them when I buy them online. I think, oh, you can upload a video, like a picture of your face, and then you need to know your frame size and pupil distance. Yeah, I don't know any of that. I also kind of like putting glasses on my face and seeing if I like them. Well, they do give me my prescription. I don't really get it on like a little card. Yeah, it's usually a combination of going for an eye test and then picking out new glasses. But I just didn't really want to spend the money the last couple of months, so. Frame size is written on your glasses. Oh, did not know that. Made some mistakes and return options are not as easy with an online store. I mean, I don't even mind store credit in this case. Like, if I'm gonna buy glasses, I mean, I'm gonna need glasses, right? So I think the problem is more when they have to get special prescription lenses cut and anti-glare coating and stuff like that. Like my mum goes, this is one of the few things that my mum spends money on. She goes to this small opticians in Amsterdam with it's one of these old school, really good craftsman opticians, and he's just wonderful, but she spends like 300 quid on a pair of glasses. Frame prices are insane. Do with a new pair. You went to very focused last time. The close-in part of the lens is so low down that by the time you're looking through it, you find you're looking more below. Oh, yeah, that's not ideal. Like, I officially only need my glasses, or last time I had my eye tested, let's put it that way. Only need them for PC work. On stuff that's like 50 centimeters away from me to up to a meter away from me. Like when I'm painting. I don't need it for reading, strangely enough. But yeah, they said wear them when you're tired, wear them when you're driving, and when you're doing PC stuff. I don't wear them when I'm driving because it makes me struggle more with reading road signs because they're not the correct distance. Well, for close-up stuff, you just tend to take your glasses off, stick the thing right in front of your face. Yeah. I mean, I'm quite lucky in the sense that my eyes aren't necessarily bad, but I get headaches from, like, prolonged focusing on, say, a computer screen. If I were to look at a PC screen for too long without my glasses, that would really give me a raging headache. So, like, I can make things out. It's not like I can't see them, but everything's just slightly blurry. I think, yeah, my right eye has always been slightly, well, I say always, has been, it's not always, has been slightly blurrier than my left eye for like, I want to say 15 years. I woke up one day with basically barely being able to see out of my right eye. And I went to work, went to an optician's on my lunch break. They said, you need to go to your GP right now. So I went to my GP. They said, you need to go to the hospital right now and get it checked out. And it turned out that I had toxoplasmosis. Which is basically why they say pregnant women shouldn't be cleaning out cat litter boxes and stuff like that. So they gave me a shit ton of antibiotics, steroids, stuff like that for, I think it was 2 weeks. And I have a little bit of scarring on the back of my eye now. Fortunately, next to like the yellow spot where you're supposed to be able to see with. It's really scary waking up one day and only being like one of your eyes not working the way it should. It's not a fun time. Don't recommend. I also have no idea how I got it. They said it probably was dormant in my eyes from like childhood times when I played in like sandboxes in the park and stuff like that. But don't know. You lost full vision on your right eye for 2 minutes. It's terrifying, yeah. Do you know what caused it, Dagamad? was a bit of an idiot. I just went to work because I was opening the shop that I worked at the time, and I was like, oh, if I don't go in, shop won't be open. So I waited until my colleague showed up and said, oh, I should probably go get this checked out. And he was like, why are you even here? You're an idiot. And he sent me off to the optician. Toxoplasma gondii, which causes toxoplasma to cause rodents to lose their fear of cats. Oh yeah, it's terrifying. I don't know if you've ever seen videos of it, but it's basically like rats will just go up to cats and like pick a fight. It looks really freaky. And that's usually how cats get it. They've been in contact with rodents like that. And then they pass it on through like feces and stuff like that. I played out, they were worried it was a stroke symptom, but as far as they can tell, it was just a headache of sorts. Oh Christ. But yeah, toxoplasmosis, do not recommend. Not a fun time. Some people with migraines have visual effects that can include temporary blindness. A person you know described this once. No, my migraines fortunately also don't cause vision problems. I've heard people like seeing auras and stuff with migraines. I don't have that with mine. I'm just really sensitive to light. And noise and everything really. But yeah, lying in the dark is the only thing that doesn't make it worse. Scroll work is fun to paint. You get a bad one, you just want to lie down, close your eyes, have to sleep until painkillers do their thing. Yeah, normal painkillers don't even do anything for me. I have like special tablets that like melt in your mouth because I usually can't keep a normal painkiller down either. My headache gets bad enough. I'm just throwing up and fucking awful. So yeah, no, I can't. And ibuprofen, paracetamol doesn't do anything. So I get these migraine tablets which you put on your tongue. It dissolves in like it tastes a bit minty. Yeah, that's one of the few things that I don't that I feel like actually works really quickly as well. Like within like 20 minutes, I can tell that they're starting to work. I'm just gonna look at some images for Warhound Titans and how would I? What kind of shield? What kind of shield that goes on his head? No, Imperialis. Zoloft. I mean, Zoloft is antidepressant, I thought, isn't it? At least that's what they used to give me. Why does no one have any pictures of the little shields on their back? Oh, I guess. Can be tan as well. Yeah. Thought so. Ah. Usually do paracetamol and ibuprofen. The later works better for you. Obviously, you want to avoid if you're not eating drunk stuff. Oh yeah, if I have a proper migraine that even doesn't even touch the side, ibuprofen I can have like I can take like two of each of the 500 milligram ones and or micrograms or whatever they use, the 500 ones, and it doesn't. I can't even tell that I've taken anything at that point. It just doesn't do anything. The only thing that really works is this Maxalt. They're rizatriptans. They're migraine tablets. Apparently they're not the standard anymore, but I've been getting this. I've been having them for close to 20 years now. So as long as it works for you, you should keep taking them. You don't want to get a different one and find that it doesn't work. So. See, these came with decals. And I know this shield is going to get a decal on it, but everywhere else, I guess I could put some on the side of his legs here and here, maybe? You need to go adult for a bit? No worries, that's what life is for, unfortunately. Life will do that to you. I actually had to pick up a repeat prescription of my migraine tablets the other day, and the pharmacy guy said, "Do you have to pay for do you have to pay for your prescription? Because if you're like a vulnerable person or whatever, you don't have to pay for medication." And I just said, "Yeah, unfortunately I do, because they're not cheap, but also not super expensive." It's like, "Oh well, I guess if they work, you'll pay, right?" It's like, "Yeah, hell yeah." I'd pay 10 times the amount that they cost if I didn't say that, but... Like, I probably... drink the blood of an unborn child, if that... No, that's a bit much, but... It's, migraines are so horrendous. I really don't wish them on anyone. Except maybe Hitler. Although if he did have migraines, that might explain why he was such a disaster of a human. But then I'd probably just give him cocaine at that point. Back in day. Yeah, like food, no worries. Enjoy. Do. Cool. Cute. Okay. Now I have just noticed that these bloomin' eaglies are oh, that they are supposed to be gold. Hi, friend. How you doing? How's it going? Have you had a good Christmas? You're a pretty dork. I know, right? You shiny little dork. The shiniest of dorks. Good, delightful Christmas. Nice. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, mine was nice too. Nice and quiet. Christmas Day was just Nivian and myself, which is always something we very much enjoy. So we had a very chill day, and I made a nice Christmas dinner for us. With possibly the nicest roast potatoes that I've ever done, so that was very nice. And Boxing Day we had some family over, which was also nice. And now I'm looking forward to New Year's when we have our friends over. Did you get up to much, or has it been a quiet one, which also can be very nice? Like, I was so tired by the end of Boxing Day. We had Nivian's dad and stepmom over for lunch. She's very fragile, physically. So I need to keep the dog on a lead the whole time while she's here. Because if he jumps up at her because he gets too excited, if she falls, that's curtains. How does the traditional Dutch Christmas compare to the British one? It's completely different. I've not seen anyone do a gourmet Christmas here. I mean, for one, they don't have Sinterklaas, so presents are at Christmas. Or in the Netherlands, you have your present at the start of December on Sinterklaas, which is on the 5th of December, the 6th for some people. So when I lived in the Netherlands, Christmas was never such a big deal. Because I just never really grew up with it being a big deal, if that makes sense. And then coming here was a bit of a culture shock. I mean, it was a big deal, but only in a sense like it needs to be fun, it needs to be gezellig, because it's Christmas and we all need to have a good time. It's mandatory. And it just added a load of stress that it really didn't need. Which I feel like is pretty standard for Christmas, but Crimber was pretty chill. Parents went to Durham to visit sister. Brother and his family have yet to come over. Doing all tomorrow. Oh, that's nice. Spreading it out a little bit. Oh, Christ. Yeah, when I grew up, we used to make Sinterklaas a really big deal. Um, which then in turn makes Christmas almost, because of that, a lot less of a big deal, because like the presents are given at the start of December, so why would you bother, or why would you worry about making it a big deal at the end of December again? But somehow there was still always a lot of pressure on the day, like it needs to be nice, we need to have a nice family Christmas. Um, it feels a little bit like do you know how in American movies they always talk about how Thanksgiving is this whole family affair where it usually ends in fights and arguments. That's kind of what it was like. So I never had really positive feelings towards Christmas necessarily. I didn't dislike it as such, but it's just never really been the holiday that I looked forward to the most. But then when I moved here and I saw the excitement, like Nivian's always really excited for Christmas, and that makes me excited. So yeah, unlike most people on the internet, I have changed my mind on something. Would you believe it? And I now cook a fairly traditional Christmas dinner. Even if I cook it a bit later, I guess. I think most families have Christmas lunch like fairly early. But I don't like that. Like 4 o'clock. A little snack around noon. And then big Christmas dinner lunch thing around 4, and then when you inevitably get peckish again, so around 8 or 9, another little snack. Because it's Christmas after all. And if there's one day a year where we can have a nice little snack, Christmas is the day. Just noticed I've got more scroll work to do. Can't believe I missed it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to New Year's. New Year's is always fun. We always do super chill. I don't really cook, we just chuck things in the oven in the air fryer and just have loads of like nibbly bits and stuff. Lots of nubbles. Friends over and play some games. There's going to be a quiz. A Warhammer quiz. And I will know next to nothing, I think. And we'll have our Christmas project, competition, judging. Which I hope will be fun. I reckon it will be. It's always good. Leg. Take cloth. Brush drying out completely. Dot, 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 dot. You need to get ready for your family Christmas party? Nice. Enjoy. I hope it is a lovely time. Thank you for hanging out with us again today, Dagamad. I really appreciate it. Enjoy, have fun, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Which leaves you quite a lot of leeway, really. If we're being honest. Have a good day, mate. I hope you're... Yeah, I hope it's a fab one. You're not known for that behaviour, yeah. Kyllä så kai. Right. Oh, that was a big yawn. I'll turn my heating off again. On, off, on, off, on, off. Right. I was about to say tiny dots, tiny dots, tiny dots. What does she do? Big dot. More dots! I keep thinking I should get a redeem. That just says blink, bitch. Because I swear I stop blinking when I paint. It's not good. Found a little cute frog on Waddly paint. Oh, nice! Nivian specifically 3D printed some frogs to put on the base of his big model for his Christmas challenge. And they are so cute. You hold your breath a lot. I guess I do that too. At the moment, I'm happy enough that if I get any breath, because I'm very sniffly. I feel like I haven't been able to take a full breath in days, but it's getting slightly better, I guess. Does anyone have any really silly tips or tricks, things that you feel like one of those things that you'd wished you'd known about ages ago, or things that have made you made things a lot easier for you in the recent or in your recent painting endeavors? It can be really basic stuff, right? It doesn't have to be something world-shattering. like for example, I found out how much of a visual difference it makes when you weather things. I'd never weathered a vehicle before, like not properly anyway. And then I painted my dreadnought, and I'd learned some weathering techniques on a painting course that I went on. I was like, I should really use that information and actually weather something. So I used it. I went in with hoping, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I hope I don't destroy it, I hope I don't ruin like 60 hours of work, if not more. And it completely transformed how the model looked. And I really wasn't expecting that kind of Agent 00148, thank you so much for the follow, that's really kind. Welcome to the stream. Stippling would have changed the game for you about 15 years ago when you heard about it, didn't understand how to do it. Oh, that is a good one actually. It really changes how you paint. Like, I would not want to brush paint a tank, for example, unless I was stippling. If I would be able to stipple, it'd make a big difference. A stretch, thank you so much. I could actually really use that. I feel like I haven't changed position in like 2 hours. Ooh, nice one. Thank you. Makeup sponges, yeah, also very useful. I've always used things like, we had a car sponge, for example. It came with, we bought one to wash the car with, and then it came with a free one. And we just tore that up into small pieces, and now that's in a drawer. And we have, like my nail polish comes in like securely packaged like boxes with like a foam around them, and that works really well for stippling as well. You love your makeup sponges, yeah. I think I finally got a thing out of my eye. Oh my god. 3 hours. Oh. That's amazing. There. I'm trying to think what's been huge for me recently. Yeah, the weathering was a big thing. But it wouldn't work for everything. Like I wouldn't want to weather this model, for example. I just feel like the I feel like it wouldn't work with the type of paint that I've used on it. I feel like it needs to look sort of pristine to be able to get away with this ridiculous paint scheme. I know this is a bit of a cop-out, but I feel like airbrush was also a game changer for me. Like, I did not realise how much easier making smooth blends is on an airbrush compared to hand brushes. Like, I'd be sitting there hours making these glazes and very slowly building up these transitions, and then I realised that I could do the same thing in minutes with an airbrush. It feels like a little bit of a cheat code almost. So I don't want to learn to rely on it, but I have this tool. I should be allowed to use it. Plus, certain paints behave better through the airbrush. For example, this blue metallic on this model. It's a very strange paint. It feels a little bit like fluorescent paints. It's almost like gel-like when you apply it with a brush. But then through an airbrush it comes out really smooth. It's not cheating, it's utilising your resources. Yeah, I agree. It's just I feel a little bit bad using it as an example of what made my life easier, because it's not a technique in so much as it's a tool, and not everyone is in a position to buy an airbrush or to yeah. Buying one and knowing how to use it, the difference between being a tool and being a technique. That's true, I suppose. That's true. And I'm by no stretch of the imagination an expert using the airbrush. It's very much a learning process still. But I can already tell how much of a difference it's going to make to my painting work in the future. guess investing in a decent light would also be a tip. Being able to see what you're working on is an appreciated luxury. Apologies for the sniffles, by the way. I'm trying to keep them to a minimum, but I've not been able to take a full breath for the last 2 weeks, so it's... Alrighty. Time at 5 o'clock. Enamel. So I need to buy some white spirits before I use those. The airbrush now, because that is not very nice on stream. Philrith, welcome to the chat. Good evening. How are you doing? I use a dark grey and dry brush that, but I've got certain areas where it just looks a bit naff. You doing well? I'm glad to hear it. You a hobby painter as well, or are you just in here because it's nice to have all in the background, or what's your story? Have to put away lunch stuff for family. We'll be back to discuss hobby stuff in a sec. No worries, no rush.
Listen!
I'm listening. Hello, welcome back. In other news, you know the giant Christmas goat made of hay? Yes, yes. Has tipped over, oh no! It's not been set on fire yet, though. Which I guess is a good thing. Welcome back, I hope your dinner was nice. I've fallen, I can't get up. Exactly. Poor goat. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Even bedtime. I mean, I always want to go to bed, so it's never going to be... It's more of a me when getting up time. Welcome back, Felrith. That was quick. Right, so my question still stands. Are you a hobby painter? Do you paint minis? Do you not paint minis? How did you find the stream? Like, I always assume people... are like Warhammer painters or something when they end up in my stream, but I can never quite be sure. You want to sell some of your stuff in an online shop? What service besides Shopify? Oh god, depends entirely on what you're trying to sell. Like, huge difference between, say, eBay and like Etsy or whatever, or your own website. As far as painting goes, you're a bit of a rebel. You don't paint physically, and so you purchase STL and render them out with custom grey materials before digitally painting out a rendering. Oh! Huh! That is... I'd never... Never even thought that was an option, but yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. 3D print and some simple painted things. Save space and a bit of money. Yes, it does. Well, do you want to use your own website, Catgirl, or... Because if you want to use your own website, just get something like a Squarespace website with the shop function on it. I hear Etsy is an absolute nightmare for sellers. So I probably wouldn't necessarily recommend that. I've heard some absolute horror stories about that. All metals are normal selling metal, you do it digitally. Yeah, I guess they are, yeah. I'd never thought of that, but that is a thing. I guess that makes the whole process a lot more involved. Like, I try to use like non-metallic metal style, but I use true metallic paints. I don't really have the patience for all the glazing and stuff that non-metallic metal requires. Just don't find it very fun. But I still like the definition and the depth that you get with true metallics. Through that process. So that's how I do it. Etsy, Shopify. Yeah, so Etsy not. That is like, it's an option, but from what I've been told, Etsy is not good for sellers. Fiverr is better, but that sells services more than products. It's more of a like I have a job, I'm looking for someone to do this specific project for me kind of environment. But yeah, I would probably say it really depends on where you want to, like, are you going to advertise, or you would second Squarespace with difficulties. I mean, I have a Squarespace website, but it's more for like, I wanted to have a dedicated place for what's it called? Portfolio. But I need to really take more pictures. I haven't uploaded anything of the last couple of models that I've painted, purely because I just haven't. Well, when I did have time, I didn't really think about it. You used to be more interested in Sparrows, but did jump on the AI stuff, so you have less in. I mean, yes, but for like, if you're not going to be paying someone to build a website for you, doing it yourself, AI kind of is the only way to get to do it, like, not looking shit. If I had infinite money, I would ask a web developer to build me a website with a portfolio and a potential like contact page or whatever. But I don't have infinite money, so I use Squarespace and just use like some of the Squarespace yeah, AI helped templates, I suppose. It's purely because I can't fully do it myself and I don't have the money. If I had infinite money, could you have a couple of billions? Yes. If I had infinite money, everyone who wanted could have a bit of money. Not too much, because I wouldn't want to like crash international what's it called? Oh my god, what's it called? What's the word? Inflation happens in... Oh my god. It's fallen out of my head. Oh well. Well, anyway, yeah. You could have a little bit, but not too much, because I wouldn't want to kill entire international economies. Thank you. Thank frick for that. Jeez, it only took half an hour. I probably it's gonna sound crazy, but if I won the lottery, like even like a small amount, when I say a small amount, like 100,000 or something. Well, ideally 150, that'd be nice. Cause that means. I don't think so, to be honest. So if I won $150,000, I would, or pounds, I suppose, I would pay off my mortgage. I would build an extension on the house. So we had a bit more space. And do up our kitchen. And I would quit work. I would go do painting full time, and whether or not that made a lot of money or a little bit wouldn't be a problem. And literally you'd be going on just one cruise. 70 tons of metal core. Pay off your mortgage, student loan, invest the rest for future stuff. Yeah. I don't even have a student loan, so for me it really would be just a mortgage. And Nivian has said that if, well, once the mortgage paid off or whatever, he's happy to for me to stop working so that I can not be miserable. Bless him. Be like when shouldn't be a crash lands or a new home hitchhiker. Oh yes. Decided to adopt the leaf as their new currency and all incredibly rich as a result, but are into small inflationary problem, yeah. Yeah, I remember. 25 grand to pay off, jeez. What did you study? Yeah, I never even finished high school, so certificate in graphic design, functionally the same as associates here in the States, but it doesn't come with the same required extra courses. Oh, okay. No, you're fine. A quick phone call. Musicianship been playing guitar. British Irish Institute of Modern Music in London for 3 years. Wow. That's really cool. Are you doing anything with it? Or is it one of those courses where you do it and then you go back to... If you could go back to your younger self, you could go to a trade school. Yeah. Yeah, plumbers make good money here. I think being a house painter would be quite nice. You went with Squarespace for now. Nice. No debt, but you also have a useless piece of paper, yeah. Unfortunately, that happens to a lot of people. Even people who have a useful piece of paper that turns out to be not as useful in the job market. Try but lost your joy for the art over the last few years, and there's no real money in the industry except at the very top percent. Yeah. Could abandon all that, barely have time to be productive because of work and family. Still play, but you paint way more than you play. Yeah, that's unfortunately something I hear a lot from people who do their hobby as work. Or try to anyway. It sucks the joy right out of it. And if there's no like position available with a company that actually offers reasonable pay and stuff, you have to make it by yourself on your own, and it's a very harsh industry. Harsh. Trying to learn how to write music. You have 2 theoretical bands you create and you need to write songs for. Like Crown and Chalice of Torment. Wow. I wish there was more money in the arts. I wish people would be able to make a living from doing what they truly enjoy a little bit more easily. Freaking expensive with all the gear these days. Other things. I guess you can do it cheap, but your setup actually needs to pay. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, it's horrendous. The return on investment is shit, isn't it? Put all that money into it and very little comes back out. Yeah, like I said, I wish more people would be able to make money from their art. Basically, I wish that everyone just had a little bit more money to spend on art. If everyone had a bit more money to spend on things like music, sculptures, paintings, etc. Warhammer. Those of us who enjoy creating things would have such a... I would love to be able to make my money off painting in some way. But I am not good enough or quick enough at the moment to be able to paint as a commission painter, because I just can't charge the amount of money that I would need to charge to be able to pay myself a living wage. Yeah, you could hire most like pieces of art hanging on the walls rather than paintings. Yeah, well, if that's what you like to look at, then that's what you like to look at, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You dabble in a lot of hobbies, including but not limited to 3D art, digital painting, digital music and sound production, writing and tabletop game design. That's awesome. I have too many hobbies to even be able to do them all properly. Like, I used to love sewing and knitting and crocheting and stuff like that, and I haven't touched that in years. Really quite enjoyed journaling, but don't really have the time to do that at the moment. I love painting Warhammer. I'd love to just be able to do this. But yeah, I'm not quite there yet. Got to go. If you've got some stuff to take care of before you get to sit down and paint for whatever time you get left later tonight. No worries. Great render stream and take care. Thank you, Johan. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a lovely evening and speak to you soon. I should probably have drilled these, shouldn't I? I can still do that. I can still do that. I'll just put some brush on primer in there. It'll be fine. not going deep. Just a hint. Just a hint of a drill. Right. Yeah. And the other one has like whatever this is. And like a fire thing. So we're not drilling those. See if I can get a drop of paint in there. Just gonna do black. Very sniffly. Getting a bit thirsty as well, so I'm gonna go. Put my paint in there, and then I think no. Come out, come out. Don't come out. There it is. Cool. Ooh. Right. Now, I think I can probably go get some food because I am very hungry. So what I'll do is I will have a quick look to see if anyone that I know is streaming. Gonna go make dinner. Thanks for the stream. Thank you, Bolly. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your dinner. I'm gonna go raid out and we shall see who's about it, etc. I wish they wouldn't have ads at the start of the stream. thinking. Zelica, I think. Don't think I've raided them before. Right. I'm gonna go create a raid. We'll go have a look at what Zelica's working on. They sometimes hang out in my stream, and I know they're a regular in like White Wolves and Jace's streams and stuff. So go give them some love. Thank you all very much for the new follows today. Thank you for all the chats and the good times. Really appreciate it. It makes my streams a lot more fun when there's people hanging out in here. So I very much appreciate everyone spending their time, their Saturday afternoon or evening or whatever it is, with me. It is much appreciated. So thank you. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your Saturday. I'm going to raid out and I'm going to send this over to Zelica. Go give Zelica some love, and yeah. Hope to see you all again on, well, I'll be streaming on Wednesday. I want to say Wednesday, but that might actually be New Year's, won't it? No, it's not. It's the 1st of Jan. Cool. I'll be fine on Wednesday. See you all then. Oh, thank you for the follow, Velreth. I really appreciate it. See you all soon. I'll be here Wednesday. I hope to see you all Wednesday evening, and goodbye for now. I hope you will join me at Zelica's stream for a bit. Bye bye.